that would show them pictures and how the app revolves. So kind of stepping back a minute, this one's been huge for us, a huge success. This is actually a 4-star rated app. Unfortunately, you know, when you look at XREF, I think it's sitting around 2.5 stars, mainly because my side of the business is air conditioning. So we produce that database for an air conditioning side. It's got about 9,000 compressors in it. Can you imagine? 9,000 different compressors in that database. Again, it's in a SQL database, which is all searchable, blah, blah, blah. If you want to know the front end side of it, you can talk to me. If you want to know the back end coding side, get with the guys from SMS who set it up. They can answer your questions on the heavy lifting part of how that was coded and how it works. But unfortunately, that one's a 2-star. Not anything to do with the functionality of the app. It's because people expect more product in there. They want refrigeration product, and they want like standalone condensing unit product and all this other stuff that, unfortunately, you know, that database from my side of the game is built around the AC portion. I think we have like maybe the top 50 compressors from the refrigeration side, but appropriately, they probably have just as big of a, you know, a 10,000 piece database as what we do. eSaver, again, it's probably 2.5 stars out there on the different websites, mainly because people wanted to do it more, have it do more. They wanted to do really what it wasn't designed for. They wanted to do things like total heat load calculations on a house, that you can type in, okay, what kind of walls, carpet, ceiling, how much load do I have on this house, what size unit do I need, that sort of thing. Way beyond just simple calculations out there of what it was designed to. So I always say, if you want positive feedback, don't go to the internet, right? Unfortunately, that's kind of the time when everyone has you know, a chance to give their opinion about why something isn't right. So on this one, though, it's gone to 4 stars. People are relatively happy with it, so it's been good. Again, it's relatively new. It just came out about 6 months or so ago, and we're sitting probably around 6,000 downloads for it. Go ahead. And again, you can kind of tell when the trade shows are, you know, that's when it really starts to hit. So go ahead. So what does it look like on the whole front end? Well, if they pick yes, it goes into a product category. There's 2 different ways of selecting your product. First off, you can go to the blue button here, and that'll actually take you into understanding just about that separate module. So I think there's about 18 different modules located in this library, and as they would flip up or down, it allows them to see a picture of it. If they want more information on that, they can hit the blue button. Go ahead and see what the next page has. It looks something like this. It gives you the module. It gives you what the module's about across the bottom. Now, info would pull up PDF documents that you can send or open on an iPad or an iPhone and read and zoom in and use it just like any other PDF. Photos have high-def photos of it by itself and also wired up within a system so people can see how it wires and what it should look like and really decide if they have that type of module in their system. And there are embedded videos too. So again, these apps work without, once you do the initial download of the app, they're all inclusive. You don't have to keep going out and hitting or pinging the internet in order to bring in new information. So in this one, it actually has a selection of videos that talk about that separate product. Now, if I go back 2 slides. I should have put another slide in. If I take and select, all that was available if I hit the blue button, kind of like more information. But if I hit just the module itself, now go ahead 2 slides, it looks like this. All these modules have kind of a stoplight looking little green light, yellow light, red light on the module itself. Well, it gets very confusing to try to say, okay, I've got this thing blinking 3 yellow lights at me. Well, what does that mean? Well, now simply put, you just tap, bink, bink, bink on your screen. It goes to 3. You hit continue. And then it puts you up, okay, flash code indicates the following fault in this particular, where it's short cycling of the system. It tells you a few things to look for that are common to short cycling protection faults. And then, boom, you can go troubleshoot the system, which means, okay, well, your compressor's short cycling, which controls short cycles, right? So now we not only tell them what's wrong, we start to say, give them a direction, kind of throw them a bone out there to the contractor. Again, How much? What was the percentage of compressors we get back for no defect found?
40.
Yeah, 40%. So again, if we can help them to start to troubleshoot the system, do you think that's better off for us to try to reduce it? It's better off for the consumer, isn't it? You ever watch any of those hidden camera? Lou Dobbs used to do that on 2020, where they'd have people come in, they'd set them up on a scenario and set these up, you know, whether it was a refrigerator or what, they'd set them up and call in different service guys and get their estimates and look at them. You ever think that happens, real life? Yeah, absolutely, I would too. You know? We actually did that, we took these electronic modules, we actually did that down in Dayton at a technical session. We put these electronics modules on the system, and then we did it without, and we called in the guys that basically had been in class for about 6 to 8 months and had them troubleshoot and try to find what we did. Without the module, they got it about 12% of the time. With the module, it went to 95% of the time, meaning that it works, right? It helped the guy that only knew 6 months of refrigeration, heating, and air. It took him to a 95% chance of getting it right first time off. And for a guy that's maybe been doing it 15, 20 years, it probably saved him maybe a half an hour to an hour to find what was wrong in that system, because it said, oh, you got an open start winding, look at your start cap, boom, right off the bat. 15 minutes, you change the start cap, he still gets his minimum pay, right? And you got the right diagnostics and didn't get, you know, 20/20, right? So again, by pointing them in a direction, it helps to give them that idea what to look for. Good. And that's it. That's if you look at XREF, the Fault Finder, and the eSaver, 3 different apps that are really built around 3 different views of the product. You know, one, XREF, again, very product oriented, just a simple cross-reference. And you know, eSaver, trying to help out that customer to buy up, to understand how efficiency and cost savings in their area of the country will make the right selection, and also help them save some money in the long run. And then Fault Finder, giving that technician to try to reduce our warranty costs back there. That's really the reason. So, is there any questions on any of the ideas or products, or, you know, and the reason why I kind of took this approach to it is I figured if you have products or you work for a place that actually produce, it doesn't have to be a white goods style industry, but if you produce a product, think about how you can make that product either end user base, more friendly, user base, you know, more homeowner style, more friendly, or do something within the company, reduce warranty costs, something along those lines, make it easier to access information. You know, get that information out there. It goes a long ways to people understanding and using and being comfortable with your product. So, was there anything maybe that you wanted to know about more? And again, SMS has a booth over the far side of, I guess that's a gym or study hall or in the trade show area. Feel free to come over and talk to us. I have an iPad with me. I can show you how the apps work, and maybe if you have questions that you're not comfortable with, you know, asking in front of a group, you can talk to us about it. So, okay. Well, if there's no more questions, I appreciate your time, and have a great rest of the week.